Two households, both alike in dignity.
In fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes.
A pair of star-crossed lovers take their life,
whose misadventured, piteous overthrows
Doth with their death bury their parents' strife.
The fearful passage of their death-marked love,
and the continuance of their parents' rage,
which but their children's end naught could remove,
is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage.
the which, if you with patient ears attend,
what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, we'll not carry coals.
No, for then we should be colliers.
I mean, if we be in collar, we'll draw.
Aye, while you live, dry your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wool of any man or maid of Montague.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
'Tis true, and therefore, women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust from the wall. Therefore, I will push Montague's men from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us their men.
'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids.
Ay, the heads of the maids, or their maiden heads, taken in what sense thou wilt.
They must take it in sense that feel
Oh,
it.
me they shall feel when I am able to stand, and 'tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well art thou not fish, if thou hast thou been poor John. Here comes House of Montague's quarrel, I will back thee. How, turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our side, let them begin.
I'll frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare, I will bite my thumb with them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us?
Sir, is the law of our side if I say A?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I implore you, I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir,
Say better.
yes, better. You lie! Draw if you be men!
Part fools! Put up your knives! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds, Benvolio, look upon thy death!
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy knife, or manage to part these men with me.
What drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell, all Montagues in thee. Have at thee, coward!
Peace, Tybalt! Peace! Ah! 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 What noise is this? Bring me my knife!
Why call you poor knife?
My knife, I say! Old Montague has come.
Thou villain Capulet!
Thou shalt not stir one foot to seek a foe.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel. Will they not hear? You men, you beasts, put your mistempered weapons away and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls spread of an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. This time on pain of death. All men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting her era did approach. I drew to part them, and in these came the fiery Tybalt with his knife prepared.
But where is Romeo? Saw you him today. Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, as the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad. So early walking did I see your son, and towards him I made, but he was made ware of me and stolen to the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Oh, see where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievances or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madame, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But you struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favour, where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, shall without eyes see pathways to his will. Oh me, what fray was here, yet tell me not, for I've heard it all. Here's much ado with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate? O anything of nothing first create? This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou laugh?
No, cuz. I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Farewell, my cause.
Oh, soft, I will go along, and if he leaves me so you do me wrong.
I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some other where.
Tell me in sadness who is that you love.
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why no? But sadly, tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
Ain't so near what I supposed you loved.
A right good marksman, and she's fair I love.
Oh, a right fair mark for a cause is soonest hit.
Well, in a hit you miss, for she will not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of her sailing eyes, nor ope her lap the saints' seducing golds. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies, beauty dies her store.
Oh, then she hath sworn she will still live in chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite and question more. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell, thou canst teach me to forget.
Oh, I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I said before, my child is a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred, are those so early made. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. If she agrees within her scope of choice, lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you among the store. One more most welcome makes my number more. At my poor house look to behold this night. Such comfort as do lusty young men feel, when well-apparelled April is on the heel of leaping winter treads. Here all see, and like her, most will merit, most shall be. Which one more view of many, mine being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Sirrah!
Yes, my lords.
Trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say my house and welcome upon their pleasure stay.
Yes, my lords.
Come, go with me.
Find them out, whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisherman with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those out whose names are written here, but can never find who the writing person hath here writ.
Why, Romeo? Art thou mad?
Not mad, but Bill more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented,
Oh
and...
man, one fire burns another's burning, and one pain is lessened by another's anguish. Take thou some new infection unto thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
I pray, sir, can you read?
Ay, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you've not learned by the book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters in the language.
You say honestly. Rest you, Mary.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. County Anselm and his beauteous sisters. The Lady Widow Vitruvio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces. Mercutio and his brother Valentine. Mine uncle Capulus and his wife and daughters. My fair niece Rosaline and Livia. Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt. Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Oh.
Whither? To supper?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I shall tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montague, I pray come crush up a cup of wine. Rest you, Mary.
At the same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline whom thou so loves, and with all the admired beauties of Verona. Oh, go hither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I shall make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
He saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales that there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I shall show you, shining at that feast, and she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, only to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse!
Yes, madam?
Where is my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead, a 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I've remembered me. Thou hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth. And yet to my teen be it spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it now to Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd. Of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve, shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God now. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night, shall she be 14. That shall she indeed. I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now, 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it, for then she could stand alone. Nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she broke her brow. And then my husband, God rest his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou comest to age, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my halidam, the pretty wretch left crying and said,
Enough of this! I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam.
Now,
Yet I cannot choose but laugh. Yea, quoth he, fallest upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted, and said I.
And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed. If I might live to see thee married once, I have my wish.
Marry. That marry is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honour I dream not of.
An honour? Were I not thine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then in brief, the valiant Count Paris seeks you for his love.
A man! Young lady! Lady, such a man as all the world, why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face and find delight there writ with beauty's pen. Examine every several lineament and see how one lends another to content. O precious book of love, O unbound lover, to beautify money lacks a cover. Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris, love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madame, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for it, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to waste. I beseech you, follow straight.
We'll follow thee. Juliet, Count Paris awaits.
Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. Believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I've got a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar above them with a common bow.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft, to soar with his light feathers, and so bound, under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking and you beat love down.
Come, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
We mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairy's midwife. And she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by team of little atomi over men's noses as they lie asleep. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats of breeches, and Boscanos, Spanish blades of hell's 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and thus frighted swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is the very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she!
Peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, and more inconstant than the wind.
Oh, this wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done and we shall come too late.
I fear too early. For my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drum!
Ladies who have their toes unplayed with corns, I have a tune for you. Baby, how's it going in the mirror? Looks like you've been getting slimmer and the weather seems okay. Love, it don't come out of the gutter. We're just meant to love each other and all of our perfect ways. All of our our perfect ways. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Monday morning, chilly Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday comes on rolling in on through, and I'm so lucky I'm in love with you.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. What dares the slave come hither? Covered with an antic face to fleer in scorn at our solemnity. Now, by the stock and honour of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin!
Why not, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe. A villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. Verona brags of him for being a virtuous and well-governed youth. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, which if thou respect, put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest, I'll not endure him!
He shall be endured. Am I the master here, or you?
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Be quiet, or for shame, I'll make you be quiet.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall no seemly sweet convert to bitter gall!
If I profane, with mine worthiest hand, by this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have saints not lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Then let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips, O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Marry, bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise, and a virtuous. I nursed your daughter who you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet?
Art thou a Montague?
Oh dear account, my life is my foe's death.
What is yon gentleman, he who would not dance?
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now of one I danced withal.
Come, let's away, the strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here?
Turn back, dull earth, and find thy centre out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life has stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leapt that orchard wall. Call good Mercutio!
Nay, I'll conjure to Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover, I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eyes, by her high forehead and scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg and quivering thigh, the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us!
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with a humorous knight. All blind is his love that best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for it is in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. What soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I'm too bold. It is not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as taillight doth a lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the airy regions stream so bright, that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? By which we call a rose, by any other word would smell as sweet. So, Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I'll take thee at thy word, and call me but love, I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I shall never be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus be screened a night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. For my name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 of thy tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find thee here, if they do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have a nice cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
Thou knowest the mask of night were on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for all that thou hast heard me speak tonight. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word yet. If thou swearest, thou may prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, who monthly changes in her circlet orb, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Oh, well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. sweet. Good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet.
Or wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would a word to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again, and yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Madam!
I come anon. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeard being in night. All this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honourable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and I'll follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon! But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech
Madam!
thee, by and by I come, to cease thy strife and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love, as schoolboys from their books, and love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo, what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
By the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
And I'll stand here till thou remember it.
I would have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eye, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly friar's close cell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
Now ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth, that's nature's mother, is her tomb. What is her burying grave, that is her womb. And from her womb, children of divers kind, we sucking on her natural bosom find. Many, for many virtues excellent, none, but for some, and yet all different. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part, being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will, and where the worser is predominant, full soon canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, father.
Benedicite, what early tongue so sweet salute me?
Romeo, father.
Young son, it argues a distempered head, so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Art thou uproused by some distemperature? Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true, the sweeter rest was mine.
Good pardon, sir. Wast thou with Rosalind?
No, I forgot that name, and that name's woe.
Well, where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thou ere thou ask it me again. I've been feasting with mine enemy, whereon a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help, and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Oh, holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Wast Rosalind whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then truly lies not in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chides me off for loving Rosalind.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And bades me bury love.
Not in a grave, to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now, doth grace for grace, and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love did read by rote, but could not spell. But come, young waver, come, go with me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancour to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home last night?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Oh, Tybalt, the kinsman's old Capulet had sent the letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Alas, poor Romeo. He's already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And he is a man to encounter Tybalt.
Why? What is Tybalt?
Oh, more than Prince of Cats. Oh, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prig song, keeps time, distance, proportion. Oh, the immortal passado, the punter verso, the high.
The what?
The pox of such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticos. These new tuners of accents. By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good whore. Why, is this not a lamentable thing, grandsire? That we should be thus afflicted with these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these pardon me's, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot sit at ease at an old bench. Senor Romeo, bonjour! There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. But my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say a case such as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I'm the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Why then is my pump well
Oh,
flower?
Benvenuto's good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs, Benvolio, or I'll cry a match.
Peter! My fan, Peter.
Good Peter to hide her face, for her fans the fairer face.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God you good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good e'en?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick o' noon.
Out upon her! Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
Oh, I can tell you. But young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well. If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
Oh, she will indict him to some supper.
Romeo, will you come to your father's? We'll to dinner thither.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady.
I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, who loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
If you speak anything against me, I'll take him down, even if he were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And thou must stand by too, and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
Så no man, just you, I Sasha. If I were quick drawn out, I warn you, I dare trust the animal, an occasion, a good God and the law on my side.
And before God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave! Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Protest! Good heart, and in faith I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
Nurse, what wilt thou tell her? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Commend me to thy lady and mistress.
May God in heaven bless you, sir. Hark you, sir?
What sayst thou, my dear nurse?
Well, sir, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard, but she, good soul, would as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the properer man. But I'll warrant you, when I say as much, she looks as pale as any cloud in the versal world.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Peter, before the pace.
Anon.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folk, many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? But send thy man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Oh, now, good, sweet nurse. Oh God, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell him merrily.
I am aweary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache, what a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath, to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that.
Well, you have made a foolish choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's, and for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Oh, go thy ways, wench, serve God.
All this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. Oh, my back. At other side. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
Faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Good, sweet nurse, come. What says my love?
Well, your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and I'll warrant a virtuous. Where is her mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? Oh, how oddly thou repliest. Your love says like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady dear, are you so hot? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh, here's such a coil. Come. What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift this afternoon?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the want of blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. Go, hie you to church. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. What come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then let love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately, love long doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbour air, and let rich music's tongue that either feel by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words. Rags of substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love has grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, we will make short work, for by your leaves you two shall not be left alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day's hot and the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his knife upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Nay, if there were two such as you, we should have none, surely, for one would kill the other. Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than you hast. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for coughing in the street because he hath awakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun, and thou wilt usurp me from quarrelling.
Oh, and if I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple, oh simple!
By my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good evening. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, if you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Consort! What, dost thou make us minstrels? If thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Consorts!
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowst me not.
Boy, this should not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw!
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender, as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. Will you pluck your knife out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy knife up.
Come, sir, your passado.
Ha! Tybalt, Mercutio, forbear this outrage. Hold, Tybalt, good Mercutio.
Is he gone and hath nothing?
What art thou hurt?
I'm hurt. Plague of both your houses, I'm sped. Ask for me tomorrow and you shall find me a grave man. A plague of both your houses, why the devil came in between us?
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio. Plague on both your houses.
This man hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt! An hour hath been my kinsman. O sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit had aspired the clouds, which still untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on other days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end. Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven respective lenity and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again that once thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Staying for thine to keep him company, either thou or I, or both, must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that did consort him here shall with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Ah!
Ha!
Romeo, away be gone. Stand not amazed! The citizens are up in Tybalt slain. The prince will do thee death if thou art taken. Therefore be gone! Away!
Oh, I am Fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Mercutio, Tybalt, that murderer, which way ran he?
There lies that Tybalt.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky conduct of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt, my cousin. Oh, my brother's child. The blood of my dear kinsman is spilt. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. An envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. And to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is kinsman to the Montague, affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew Tybalt. Tybalt slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not my son, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offence, Immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a bleeding. But I'll have mercy with so strong a fine, that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear hence his body and attend our will. Mercy but murders pardon those that kill.
Spread thy closed curtain, love performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink and Romeo leap into these arms untalked of and unseen. Oh, calm, gentle night, calm, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And, when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival, to an impatient child who hath new robes and may not wear them. How now, nurse? What news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, my lady. We are undone. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Romeo! Whoever would have thought it? Romeo!
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture shall be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? If he be slain, say I. If not, no. Brief sounds determine my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. Tybalt. Tybalt, the best friend I had. Courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I might live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Tybalt slain and is Romeo dead? Oh, my dearest cousin and my dearer lord.
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did, alas the day it did.
Serpent heart, hid with the flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Oh, beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical. Was ever book containing such vile a matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame, come to Romeo!
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit. God, what a beast was I to chide at him.
Oh, you speak well of him that killed your cousin.
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord. What name shall smooth thy tongue when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt slain, that would have killed my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Tybalt is slain, and Romeo banished. Banished, that one word banished had killed 10,000 Tybalts. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. Where are my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I'll bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
You to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you.
I'll find my true knight, give him this ring, and bid him come take his last farewell.
Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is is enamoured of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Oh, tell me, father, what sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Here from Verona thou art banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death.
O deadly sin! O rude thankfulness! This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not!
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives. And every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing may live here in heaven and look upon her. But Romeo may not. He is banished.
The fond madman, hear me a little speak.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armour to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they, when wise men have no eyes?
Enough! Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak, of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt, murdered, doting like me, and like me, banished. Then mightst thou speak, then mightst thou tear thy hair, as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans mislike, enfold me from the search of eyes.
Who's there? Romeo, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while, by and by, I come. Run to my study. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar, where is my lady's lord? Where is Romeo?
There, with his own tears made drunk.
He is even in my mistress's case. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping and blubbering. Stand up! Stand up if ye be a man! For Juliet's sake! For her sake, rise and stand! Why should you fall into so deep an O?
Nurse.
Sir. Oh, sir, death's the end of all.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth she not think me an old murderer? Where is she and how doth she? What says my concealed lady of our cancelled love?
Sir, she says nothing, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name, shot from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me where I may sack that hateful mansion!
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There, art thou happy? Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence, and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, till we can find time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 200,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Romeo is coming.
Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I will tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir. How you make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man who shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand. Farewell, good night.
It was a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were all born to die. 'Tis very late. She will not come down tonight.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madame, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will. And know her mind early tomorrow.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think, in all respects, she shall be ruled by me. Wife, go ye to your ere you go to bed. Acquaint her of Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be then. A Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl.
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
A Thursday be it then. Farewell, my lord. Summon Juliet. Prepare her wife against this wedding day. It is so very late that we may call it early by and by.
Oh, wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Dawn light is not daylight, I know it. It is the meteor that the sun exhales, to be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needst not be gone.
Then let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon grey was not the morning's eye, nor that is not the lark, whose faulty notes do beat the heavens so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come death and welcome, Juliet wills it so. House to my soul, let's talk, it is not day.
It is, I hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division, but this doth not so, for she divideth us. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam!
Yes, nurse?
Your lady mother bids you join her below. The day is broke. Be wary, look about.
Then window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve as sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art so low as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Try sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Juliet!
Yes, madam?
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Yes, madam, I come.
Well, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from the grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, yet much grief shows some still want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that villain lives who slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain Romeo.
Oh, villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor lives.
Aye, from these the reach of my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We'll have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua where that same banished runagate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him. Dead! Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could but find a man to bear poison, I would temper it. So Romeo would, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet.
Find there the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Thou hast a careful father, child. One who, to put thee from thy heaviness, had sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expectest not, nor I looked for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Indeed, my child. Early next Thursday morn, the valiant, young, and noble gentleman, Count Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall make thee there a joyful bride.
Now, By St. Peter's Church in Peter too, he shall not there make me a joyful bride. I pray thee, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself and see you will take it at your hands.
How now? A conjured girl. What? Still in tears? Evermore shiring? How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I were the fool, we're married to her grave.
How will she have none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful for hate that is meant love.
Shut logic, what is this? Proud, and I thank you not, and not proud. Mistress, minion you. Thank me no thankings, nor pride me no prides, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle fitter. Out you green sickness, carrion, out you baggage. You tallow face!
Fie, what are you mad?
Good father, I do beseech you from my knees, but to pause and hear me speak a while.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wrench. I tell thee what, get thee to church o' Thursday, or never look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers is out on her headling!
May God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
Hold your tongue, my lady wisdom.
May not one speak.
Peace, you bumbling fool! Utter your gravity over a gossip ball, for here we need it not.
You are too hot!
God's bread, it makes me mad! Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, still, and company still my care hath been to have her matched. And now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, and then to have a whiting mammoth in her fortunes tender to answer, I cannot wed, I cannot love. I pray you, pardon me, but if you'll not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it. Think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise. If you be mine, I give you to my friend. If not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I'll never acknowledge thee, nor what is mine will never do thee good. Trust to it. Bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or, if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? Hast thou no word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished. Then as the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with Count Paris. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. And 'twere as good he were as living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from the heart?
And from my soul too, else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvellous much. Go in, and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence's cell to seek confession and be absolved.
I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him so many 1,000 times? Go, counselor. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My Lord Capulet will have it so. and I'm nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears.
Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Coming to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter. Now, my lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield should I disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early I will rouse ye. Till then, adieu.
Come, weep with me, Holy Father. Past cure, past hope, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next, be married to Count Paris.
Tell me not that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Give me some present counsel, or watch. Twixt my extremes of me a bloody knife shall play the umpire. I long to die, if what thou speakest speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope. If rather than to marry Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame, and if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris from off battlements of yonder tower. Or bid me go into a new-made grave, and I will do so without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then, go home, be merry, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this phial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently, through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humour, for no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to wanny ashes. Thy eyes, windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death, and in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, thou shalt be born again to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt wake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and he shall bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if knowing constant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valour in the acting it.
Give me, oh, tell me not of fear.
Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with letters from thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
Farewell.
Sirrah!
Yes, madame.
Go forth and hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none ill, madame, for I'll try if they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Madame, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his fingers. Therefore he that cannot lick his fingers goes not with me.
Go, be gone.
Yes, madame.
We shall be much unfurnished for this time.
What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may do some good on her. A peevish self-willed harlotry it is.
See, where she comes from shrift with a merry look.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learnt me the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by Holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning. Send for Paris. Go tell him of this.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence's cell, and gave him what becometh love I might not o'erstepping the bounds of modesty.
Why, I'm glad on it. This is as it should be.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about and all will be well. I warrant thee, wife. Go thou with Juliet. Help deck up her. I will walk myself to Count Paris and prepare him up against tomorrow. My heart is full of such wondrous light, since the same wayward girl is ever so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons, to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
What are you busy, ho? Need you my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behoveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you. For I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Come, Vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? What if it be poison, which the friar subtly had ministered, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? How, if when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or, if I wake, is it not very like what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught? Environed with all these hideous fears and madly play with my forefathers' joints and pluck the mangled tibble from his shroud, and in this great rage, what with some kinsman's bones, dash out my desperate brains. Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay! Tybalt, stay! Romeo! 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 Here's drink. I drink to thee.
Why, lamb? Why, lady? Why, you slug a bed? Why, love, I say. Sweetheart. Why, bride? What, not a word? You take your penny words now. Sleep for a week, for the next night I warrant the Count Paris had set up his rest that you shall rest but little. Sound she is asleep. I must needs wake her. Madam! Madam? Madam! I must needs wake you. Lady! 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 Alas! Alas! Help! Help! My lady's dead, my lord! My lady!
What noise is here?
Oh, look at people dead.
What is the matter?
Look! Look! Oh, everything.
Juliet? Juliet? Oh, me! Oh, me! My child! My only life! Revive! Look up or I will die with thee! Help! Help! Call for help!
For
shame! Bring Juliet forth, her lord has come.
She's dead.
Dead?
Alack the dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead.
Let me see her. Oh, alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled, and her joints are stiff. Life from these lips have long been separated.
Oh, lamentable death. A woeful time.
Death lies upon her like an untimely frost, across the sweetest flower of all the field.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. The night before thy wedding day, hath death lying with thy wife.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?
Accursed day! Most miserable hour that ever time saw in lasting labour of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child. But one thing to rejoice and solace in. And cruel death had catched it from my sight.
My child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried.
Peace, ho, for shame. Confusions cure lives, not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better it is for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair corpse. Then, as the custom is, and in her best array, bear her to church. For though some nature bids us all lament, nature's tears are reason's merriment.
And all things that we ordain at festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells. Our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse. And all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him. And go, Sir Paris. Everyone prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips, that I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy.
Romeo.
Balthazar! How now, Balthazar? News from Verona, doth not send me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Juliet is dead.
Dead?
Her body rests in Capel's monument, and her immortal pathway angel lives.
Is it so? Then I defy you, stars. Get me ink and paper, thou knowst my lodging. Go there tomorrow and find a letter. See thou deliver it to my lord and father.
I do beseech you, sir. Have patience. Your looks are pale and wild.
Thou art deceived. Go and do the thing I bid thee do. Get thee gone, I'll be with thee straight.
Yes, my good sir.
Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. O mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells. In tattered weeds, meagre were his looks, and in his needy shop, a beggarly account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, musty seeds, old remnants of packthread and old cakes of roses were thinly scattered to make up a show. And noting this penury, to myself I said, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. As I remember, if this should be the house, being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold, there is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison that such soon speeding gear will disperse itself through the veins so that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murder in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayst not sell. Come, cordial, and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Friar John, welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of my order to associate me, here in the city visiting the sick, and finding him the searchers of our town, suspecting that we both were in a house, where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors, and would not let us forth. Thus my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee. So fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear and port, and the neglecting it may do much harm. Friar John, go hence. Get me an iron crow, bring it straight into my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within these 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents, but I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Oh, my love. My wife. Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and on thy cheek. And death's pale flag is not advanced there. Oh, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Am I to believe that unsubstantial death is amorous? And that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, but where is my... Romeo? Romeo! What's here? A cup? Closed in my true love's hand? Poison I see hath been his timeless end. Gerald! Drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to help me die with a restorative. No. Thy lips are warm. Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger! This is thy sheath. Here, rust, and let me die.
Two high swords, both alike in dignity.
In fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny.
Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life,
whose misadventured piteous overthrows
doth with their death bury their parents' strife.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings.
The sun, for sorrow, will not show its head.
Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished.
For there never was a story of more woe
than this of Juliet and her Romeo.